Men are also nice, but men should be heard, not seen, I feel. Lots of sex in the book, apparently.
Yeah, it uses the word racy like 3 times. So I was like, I gotta read this.
Does it? Oh my god, I didn't even notice that.
You were hooked on racy. Racy.
Racy.
Naughty segment.
He's been turning the book 4 times, 5 times.
He's a speed reader. Murder, okay. Kidnapping, theek hai. Dog walk, fine. Oh, bra.
Get to the point. Get to those chapters. Do you know you're in the book as well? You are?
What?
Your name is in the book.
Blur.
There's a
No,
Cyrus.
no.
There's a Cyrus.
There's a inside. No,
Yeah.
there's not. Cyrus is there, but you're also in the book.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
How much richer do you want to be?
I struggle to... Zomato knows not easy, bro. It all costs money. It's not like-
Right.
Zomato?
Yeah, we get discounts here and there, but you have
Acha.
to really, it's hard. I was about to start this show, but I was told it was a false start. Been happening in my 50s a lot.
Yeah.
But I have a lovely, talented young girl whose story with me is different from the story she's got here. The book she's brought out is Who Wants to Marry Kai Juicewala? Her own name is Kainaz, so that's the Kai, and her surname is Jussawalla, which is very close to. Although, as a Parsi, I haven't heard the word. There are lots of names. I haven't heard Juicewala.
You know.
As in separate.
Yeah.
So you've sort of
I've
taken a liberty
Yeah,
there,
taken
right?
a liberty there, yeah.
And
To make
keep
it
in mind,
as
we have
close.
Screwwala and Daruwala. Why didn't we have Juicewala? That's not such a...
Yeah, we've never had Juicewala.
Yeah.
And see what I'm wearing.
What are you doing? Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I'm old.
Self-love juice.
Yeah, self-love. Only Parsi girls
Self-love
can do it
juice.
like this. And now we can't
Come
say
with
that.
t-shirts that,
But let's tell them how we... so I got a cold message. Not a cold message. It's called cold call messaging or whatever it's called. You young people know these words. And I got a text from Kainaz saying, my name is Kainaz. I was in Xavier's, right?
Yeah, I was in Xavier's.
She used that as a link.
Yeah, and you didn't acknowledge me.
I
gave him the
acknowledge
guilt
it.
trip immediately.
I'm
huh?
so bored that the moment, and it's a female sending me a message, I'm always sending messages back. And they're obviously young females. Now I've reached a point where it's only young females. So everybody's younger than me. So I didn't respond immediately.
Immediately. I was absolutely
In fact,
surprised.
you were
I was
turned
like,
off.
oh, wow.
Like, how fast is it?
No, I wasn't turned off. Not at all. I was like, oh, that's sweet. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
nice of
yeah,
him.
yeah.
And the next day, I think you just sent me the forward. I asked you for one. And in like next day, he wrote something so beautiful for me. And I'm like, it looks as if we know each other for a long
I wouldn't say
time.
beautiful, but I sent the...
It was nice. It was so funky and good. And I sent it to my...
without reading the book.
without reading
And
the
I
book.
continue to keep up that habit.
And I'm like, how does he know all this? He hasn't even read the book.
No, but you did tell me things.
A bit,
don't
yeah, but you
remember,
just got it,
sort of
yeah.
told me things, so I had it in my head.
Yeah.
So I vaguely had an idea of the genre and what you were
Yeah.
trying to say, and also I had an idea this is going to be a bold book.
Did the cover make you write it any faster?
It's, I'm all for, without getting into the woke culture, I do believe that visually, women will always sell better than men. I always feel happier looking at women on covers of magazines or books. I don't know about you. It's not against men. Men are also nice. But men should be heard, not seen, I feel. Women should be seen. That's why the whole hijab culture, I want to reverse it. I'm like, men should be covered. Really, I think men should be covered. Cover men. So maybe men should look like lanterns walking around.
No, but I don't want men covered.
Hey, it's a man's world.
I don't want any man covered at all. I want them shirtless, topless, walking on the...
Take it off.
All of you out.
yeah.
Yeah. No.
Fair enough. And I want extra cover.
You want extra covered.
If I see a man with only one cover, I put nothing on top of him immediately. Yeah. Okay, now let's talk about the book first. Let's talk about the book first, then we'll go back into your life a little bit. But you can do anything, by the way. There are no rules on the show. You want to talk about Kung Fu, we can go there also.
No, not Kung Fu.
Okay, so...
Food.
Food, yeah. But because Juicewala is also food in a sense.
Yeah. So the book is all about me and my passion for food.
And also, it is about you.
It is about
because
me.
Because the name is so close. I mean,
It is completely about me. It's my search for the perfect man.
Lots of sex in the book, apparently.
Yeah, it uses the word racy like 3 times. So I was like, I gotta read this.
Does it? Oh my god, I didn't even notice that.
You were hooked on racy. Racy. Naughty segment.
He's been turning the book 4 times, 5 times.
He's a speed reader. Murder, okay. Kidnapping, theek hai. Dog walk, fine. Oh, bra.
Get to the point. Get to those chapters. You won't believe some of my male friends told me, can you highlight just those parts and then send us? We are not readers, but we'll read those parts.
But back in Xavier's library, where Xavier writes, you Xavier write?
No.
Okay.
I did a creative writing course in XIC, but you said that doesn't count.
No, at all. My God.
You can't put your hand up and say that.
No.
If it has
this is like Anil Ambani was saying he was in Harvard. He went for 3 weeks.
I've judged
Does it- you can
I've
do a
judged
3-week
events at Malhar. Does that count?
No. That's like
Okay,
a sense
then
of
no.
failure. You should never mention that in public.
Then no.
Yeah.
Xavier's is all 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 years senior,
Yeah, okay,
but
if you
that's
failed
it.
and as long as you've been there for a couple of years, I'll allow
Yeah,
it. But
yeah.
not the diploma course here and there. And I was in the hostel, cleaning the toilet and all. That's not quite the same,
Right.
Yeah.
I came to meet someone, just
Yeah.
like dropped in for a coffee. No.
What about the Xavier's library?
Oh yeah, so Lady Chatterley's Lover, which for my time was the book that broke all the rules
Yeah.
back in the 1920s whenever he wrote it. So they highlighted it, whichever generation before. But they're not actually that many passages. We've discussed
that
this.
person is helping out people who are gonna check the book out.
The
later.
non-literature student who's here for the porn, he quickly goes into the breast vest and all that. It's quickly, so you don't have to read the whole 200 pages. You just get into those 4 or 5
Exactly.
passages.
Yeah.
So Kainaz, why haven't you done that to help our
I'm going to do that.
the
I'm
challenge reader?
I think
Our
I
boss
think I
has put
should
his hand
have.
up and said,
I think
boss,
I'm-
racy.
Do you know you're in the book as well? You are?
What?
Your name is
there's
in the
your
book.
blur.
There's a
No,
Cyrus.
no.
There's a Cyrus.
There's an
Oh.
inside. No,
Yeah.
there's not. Cyrus is there, but you're also in the book.
What the hell does that mean?
Yeah, I'm
You're
going
a
to
character.
find.
Maybe
Yeah.
somebody dies.
No. It's about me going to a bar in the book, and I'm ready to cry on some stranger's shoulder, and
Oh,
then
God.
tell him my dukh
That's
bari
how I met
kahani.
women. That's how I met my wife.
Cyrus is the guy who comes at the bar and you're like
The creep who feeds on the poor lonesome woman. Yeah, that's
no,
me.
who becomes what the linchpin for change in life, because that's so not you.
The revolutionary. The Che Guevara having a drink. That's
Yeah.
not me. Except for the fact that I don't pay and he doesn't pay. Yeah, those two things. Okay,
Yes.
let's go to the beginning. Set it up for us now. We've just been saying anything.
Yeah. So the book is set up. It starts with me walking into a Parsi lagan at the Kolaba Agyari, which I rarely go to lagans.
Yeah.
I don't do weddings and
That's because
navjots.
parking has become a headache, yeah.
No, it's because I just don't want to meet people.
Why?
Like
You don't want
these
to wear the
people-
sari and all. It takes too long.
Yes, the sari and this whole thing of saying hello and being polite.
But that would happen. It's not a Parsi thing. You go to an evening out with anyone, whether it's Hindu, Muslim, or German, they're all going to have this fake hello, hi going on.
Yeah,
for
so I
hours.
kind of avoid those formalities.
Okay,
and
so it's not about the lagan per se. Let's just be clear. She doesn't want to go out.
No, I like going out, but
No,
the lagan
to
thing,
the
as you said,
formal socialization.
yeah, the whole
Is that what
socialization,
you're
what's
saying?
happening in your life and where are you
How
nowadays.
tall
and,
you are,
yeah.
how well you've grown, how nice you look. All those fake ones.
Yeah.
God, I hate those.
So all those things have made me so uncomfortable. I stopped going completely. But this one lagan that I went for my cousin's wedding, so I had to
You had
go,
to go, huh?
and my family was not there, so I was, waving the
What do you mean your family was
Jussawalla.
not there means?
Means they were traveling.
They missed the lagan.
So she had to represent her family.
Why was-
Represent,
but,
yes,
but normally these
exactly.
things are booked well in advance. Why
Yeah,
is it
but there
family?
was a very important anniversary in New Zealand, so they had to get
So
there.
they'd rather go for the anniversary, the 25th anniversary of an old couple than this marriage of this new couple or navjot of a young kid.
In their
Not
defense,
now,
it's in
Joe.
New
It's the
Zealand.
wedding of this, but it was all settled from the beginning. It suddenly happened and everything.
You were the
so-
hand of God.
Yeah, so I went there, had to represent them, and so in
And
my
you have to say all the things you hate.
Oh, yes.
Because you now stand there.
Yes.
She's now like
Yeah,
the
of
pallbearer
course.
kind of thing, and everybody comes
Right,
in. You want to
yeah.
say, yeah.
and no, my brother, nobody's there. They've gone to
Wow.
Goa, so I'm the only
Can you
one
remember
left.
names of people?
So that's where I come in. So I remember them, the few people that I walk in, I'm like dreading. I'm like, oh gosh, what to do? So I've gone into my car from Bandra. I've traveled to Kolaba. I've had a couple of shots on the way after listening to all these YouTube.
While driving her Uber.
No, I'm not driving over. My driver's driving on the back, and I'm like, I have to calm down.
How does he
calm
react
down.
to rich Parsi lady with drinks in
Yes,
hand?
so Ram
Hey,
Singh.
Balwan, jaldi karo, benchot.
Cyrus Ram Singh, that's your favorite.
Ram Singh,
Yeah.
Ram Singh is the driver.
Stereotype, no? I didn't mean it
No,
like
but
that.
really, you won't believe it. He is Ram Singh. In the
Oh, God. I
Ram
apologize.
Singh?
Here Rishi is feeling so bad sitting there.
Why, what happened?
When the stereotype is
That's
true,
Cyrus's
you-
go-to
Oh,
name
no.
for everything. Ram Singh.
Oh, God. Are you serious? Oh,
So-
my
so,
God.
well, I
So
would
Ram
love-
Singh is not happy. He's clearing
I
his
can
throat.
imagine.
Like, baby ने वापस शुरू कर दिया. अभी पहुंचे भी नहीं है. क्या हो गया? And babies remove that small, mini from our flights which we've taken. I used to fly, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You stole all your own alcohol.
I mean,
I did, I
she's,
bought
the
Vijay
character of
Malia,
the
you
book
owe me money.
is on the plane
Not
on the
Vijay
on the
Malia.
cover.
So I'm like, having
Oh,
a...
thanks for pointing that out. I'll only join after the halftime. And now you're here to make Uncle look stupid because Uncle doesn't do research. Pointing your fingers. Very bad. You're Ram Singh. You're like Ram Singh. Being nitpicky.
Yeah, so then I reached the lagan and then I'm waiting for my cousin to get me another drink because now I'm totally stressed out.
Parsi weddings are very different from others. That getting your drink is the main thing.
Yeah.
Let's get over it. And I'm dreading these Parsi people we meet. I call them the Nazis, the Bawa Nazis.
Wow.
Yeah, that's in the book. Yeah, it's just in humor, of course. But I call them that because they they just come on to you with all sorts of questions, and they're like, "Oh, Mari Mitti," and then there's your cheeks are still like this, and
they'll
you're.
also be asking you whereabouts of all the family.
No,
That'll be a headache.
they didn't ask me that because I think they probably got it because they're family friends kind of thing. But they of course reminded me, that your granny would not be happy if you were doing this, and all sorts of
But what were you
jibes.
doing?
Nothing, because I was giving it giving it back to them. Not really, but like she would not be happy if you were not married. She would love to see that, and things like that. Those kind of comments, and oh, look at you're still little. Remember the sarias you had 10 years back? Now it's all catching up, and sorts of these really horrible sneers and jeers which actually happen.
Is that a look at poverty, or is that a look at it doesn't suit you anymore? What is the
No,
point?
not at all. It's like so the book has a lot of body shaming thing. That's the kind of issue in the book.
Abbas says it to me all the time.
Body shamer,
Eat
right
more,
there.
eat more.
Yeah, who shames? He shames.
She
No,
always.
Cyrus shames me.
we-
There's like 1100 episodes worth of proof for this.
We shower together, no?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, he
And
shaves me in the
the
shower.
soap
Is there a video?
Soap is so small, yeah.
The racy bits are kind of making sense
Yeah.
now, Kainaz.
It's a very short shower.
Yeah, it's a short shot.
Yeah. Get back to your story.
Okay.
You don't make it some gay
But now
porn.
you've taken me.
Body shaming.
Yeah, body
Yeah.
shaming. So
In the book, yeah.
in the book, and also otherwise. So they always like if you were slimmer, this would have that's silly
that's
things.
what you're saying.
Like
Okay,
very
okay.
silly, like very few
No,
people.
it's a little subtle. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
A little subtle dig at
Yeah.
this sari
Yeah.
doesn't suit you sort of thing.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, look at the lovely jewelry. Did you catch a fly?
But I must say,
A
I
pilot
like
and-
a little stomach on a woman in a sari. I feel if you have a very thin waist, you shouldn't wear a sari. You start looking like a sick person. Don't you think, Abbas?
I wouldn't tell people what to wear, but
I don't think you should.
but the extra fat part, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think sometimes people should understand that it's not a bad
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, a little weight is always good.
Yeah.
Curvy is beautiful,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Etc. etc. we three are united.
Yeah, we three are definitely on it. So I get and I call them Dolly Dragon,
Ooh.
and I call them Pervy Polly.
Pervin probably, not
Pervy
pervert.
Polly.
Pervert.
Her husband.
Polly, okay.
You know who those
Yeah.
little back rubs that they give? Oh,
Oh, that
Dikra!
touching.
Oh, Dikra!
Again, this is
Like,
not a Parsi thing.
Dikra,
This is-
It's
yeah,
in
this is
again.
a Pervy thing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
moment I
Yeah.
don't know why they do this hand touching to back and like, hi, how have you been?
Like
they
that-
immediately start doing this
That
tickling touching.
it's a paternal thing.
Yeah.
It's masked as a paternal thing, but then
But, yeah, it's a
they find
pervy
the hook pretty fast.
Yeah, because,
but it's true.
Because they wear bras themselves at that age. So, it's like.
And there's Vampire Veera. So there are these 3-4 of them. So of course, the book
So
is.
these are based on real people.
These are based on real people.
Will they be able to recognize themselves?
I guess so, but I'll tell you the story. Unfortunately, they may not be able to read the book.
Why?
Oh,
You kill them. Juicewala is a very dangerous.
Small price to get a book published.
he touched my back. But you didn't have to shoot him in the head 3 times, Could have just called the cops.
he touched my back.
Yeah.
She called me double chin.
Not nice, but bang.
Oh yeah. So
Waiter, one more drink.
So my cousin Jimmy is waiting at the bar, and again that's a real cousin of mine who is going to be very surprised to see himself. And I've actually used his real name. Otherwise, I've avoided real names, of course. And then
Well, technically, Jimmy won't be his real name. It's probably be Jamshed, but that's
no, it's
fine.
Jimmy only.
It's Jimmy only?
Like
On the
my
Aadhaar card?
Real, on the Aadhaar card.
Jimmy as in James.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We've destroyed this guy.
They destroy this guy completely. He's at the bar and he gives me something more to drink. He said, calm down. I'm really I'm so angry, upset because if you
Of
read
these comments and touching and watching and all that.
touching, but comments more than that. No, like this whole
Oh, you
thing
don't mind the touch? I'm getting confused here, Kainaz.
No, but the comments definitely hurt much more. This
the
is
right
expected.
touch from the right person, right?
Sorry?
You don't want right touch from the right person. You don't want the wrong touch by the wrong.
Get out of your fantasies. Let her finish her story, for God's sake. Well, why are we coming in your world all the time? See, I don't mind being touched. Personally, मेरी बात क्या है? You should touch me.
You said you were confused about the touch, so I'm just clarifying
Right
it
touch
for you.
from the right person.
Want the right touch from the right person.
Sorry.
Yeah. So then the story
So
goes
you're
like
already irritated, you're infuriated. Jimmy calls you to the bar then.
I go to the bar because now I finally get out of their clutches. I'm like, let me go, auntie, let me go. And she's like, no, like they're trying to keep me back and they're just trying to make silly conversation with me. Finally, like I'm totally mad at them. And then I go to the bar, I drink, have another couple. So I'm sufficiently plastered.
Hammered.
Yeah, sufficiently to know what I'm doing. But now I've
That
kind of...
fine line
that
where you're
line
still
is-
okay,
yeah.
but you're happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. And then there's a dedication
People
for
should
me.
run governments like this. It will be much better. Huh.
So there's a dedication for me, like there's a dedication for Juicewala. And when I have walked in with my other cousin, for my the other cousins, but I heard I saw this man who looked like David Beckham, and I was giving him the eyes, and I was like,
This is Parsi laga, na?
Yeah.
With David Beckham.
Yeah.
Parsi David Beckham.
Believable.
Straight from Dadar Parsi colony.
Yeah,
of course.
no, he was wearing this nice
They
suit.
all follow the EPL. I'll give him that. But I don't know about David Beckham.
So I'm like, oh, he must be definitely from the Tata Wadia clan. I'm also like,
Oh,
in this
acha.
whole
If
fantasy
he's a famous
world.
guy, he has to be a rich Parsi.
course, yeah.
He also, poor Parsi won't make the celebrity list.
Yeah.
No, it's in my mind. So then
Yeah,
I'm
those are the Porvi Pollies. This is David Beckham we're talking about. Yeah.
No more
Oh, true.
Porvi Polly.
This is deadly Davo.
So then I'm like, oh, it must be him dedicating. I just knew we had this connect, and I just knew something happened. This. So So Jimmy says, calm down, just calm down. I don't feel right about this. I said, you silly Willy, you don't know your cousin, and I'm back to this whole, and I make this whole dream. Like I'm, I've already married him. We've gone off to some honeymoon destination, all this, and suddenly I'm called to the "Are you lonesome tonight?" is the dedication. I realize that these people have actually, taken a dig at my single status. And have dedicated a song like "Are You Lonesome
That
Tonight?"
can be mean, yeah.
That is really
Are
mean.
you lonesome
Tonight.
Do you miss me
Yeah.
tonight? Give me G. Are you sorry we drifted apart?
That's good, Cyrus.
Where's your vibrato?
At home.
Get out of the lagan.
He's already in the Lagan. All of us are in the Lagan
He's
now.
Jimmy.
He's Jimmy.
Yeah, I
He's
like
wearing the glasses. Yeah.
The way you're describing it, I don't know if you're still talking about the setup of the book or you're talking about
No, it's
from
it's-
memory.
it's
Yeah,
art
like
and life
it's
coming
become
It's
together.
all in the book.
Yeah.
It's
But
on the book,
it's
yeah.
from her real life
Of
story.
course.
Now, let's
Yeah.
not get into what is really true. But
Sure.
it's in the book. This is the book setup.
Yeah.
But so they've done this out of malice in a
There's
sense.
an- yeah,
It's
it
like
was
a
really.
meme.
It's like quite. It's
And they're all laughing, giggling away in the background.
yeah, in
And
the
you-
back. Exactly.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
you just know
I
my
must have
book.
been one
Have
of
you read
them.
the book?
I've been doing this all my life.
I think
Dedicate.
you were
I'm a
there in
creep.
that Lagan. How does he even know all this?
I work for Kainaz. Pagapni.
So then I go on the stage and I'm like now really livid, and I stand up and everyone
So
thinks
where's
I'm
David?
David is just there. He's not done anything, obviously,
Yeah.
for me.
He
He's
was
not
in on the
involved.
freaking
He was in on it.
dedication. Yeah.
He's in on it
He's
also.
not in. No, he's not
Oh,
in.
he's
No,
not in.
no,
Sorry,
he's not.
I take it back.
No, he's just there. Like
That's
I-
the imagination running
Yeah, just
wild.
imagination
that
running
he's
wild.
there and the dedication same time. and
So I'm
same
single,
season.
right? So I'm like just fed up that nothing is really happening in my life. And I have this best friend who I have a thing for since last 2 decades, but like 15 years, but nothing's happening. I've gone through the series of relationships, all sorts
It's a
of
culture
things.
shock. I just explained to him. See,
Yeah.
Parsis and Catholic weddings,
Yeah.
the mic and the MC and the dedication and the music and all is very clear.
Yeah.
You're used to what is called the Punjabification of the country, where some moron comes and goes berserk on stage during a sangeet, and you don't know what the hell's happening in the flash of lights.
Right.
So this is not. This is like where it's very clear. The
Got
lyrics
it.
will be clear. The
Yeah,
dance will be
yeah.
clear. People
Yeah.
will come and go.
Yeah.
So you're the cynosure of everybody's eyes. So I think what she's trying to say is that the humiliation becomes really public.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
that perhaps repeats itself.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
happened. Yeah, so when I get to the stage, I'm really mad, and people think I'm going to sing a song, so they say, "Oh, Dancing
Yeah,
Queen" or ABBA, and someone even says, "Gulzar ka poetry karne." I'm like, no,
That
do
guy
you-
is really drunk. He forgets he's Parsi. He's like, Gulzar ka poetry.
thinking, do you even know?
Arz kiya jaye. Bank John. He said, Lagan.
And there's just a handful of people,
Yeah.
right? So the others don't know what's really going on. There are all sorts of people. Just a handful of people. And my cousin, I have not wished her only. She's so forgotten on stage. She's standing there. This is a big day. I'm very close to her.
Correct.
And I'm standing there. I'm like, this is it. I have to
But your
say
life has
something.
overtaken you, so you've forgotten about all that.
Forgotten
Yeah.
all that. So I'm like, should I do it? Should I mess it up? What if her husband just leaves her tomorrow thinking crazy cousin? Things like that. She's related to someone really off. And then even she's not got married for a long time. So she's also waited and she's found the perfect guy. And then I stand there and I...
Perfect guy or compromise? When you don't get married for a long time, it's called compromise.
She's
normally.
got a good guy, so I
You
guess.
think?
Yeah. I mean,
Now this is all on
Like
record.
It's
3
just been
seconds
three-
to go
it's
from
just been-
perfect. Like, good. He's
I mean,
not bad.
He's so below average. It's scary now. Yeah.
it's just 3-4 years. So I mean, like, it's so early to say.
You know who doesn't want to ever attend a party like that? Rishi. Rishi said, I'm never going there. These guys are horrible.
What? Panvel, right?
Yeah.
What if we do it in Panvel?
That's impossible.
There will be. There must be some lagan somewhere with a
Yeah,
big
we can do
farmhouse,
that. We can do that.
private
We
show.
can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's it. I just start bursting out on them, and I'm like, you guys have,
In public.
But I don't. I
Is-
say
maybe ask, is this a real experience also?
this is a real experience.
Oh, Abbas.
And
Come
I'm
to the
lost
truth.
it. So I have this thing of going on stage and creating. Usually I sing.
But with alcohol.
Usually,
So one second.
usually I sing.
So the
I
option
sing.
is either I abuse you or I sing.
Yeah.
And if you're not a good singer, that's a tough one.
That's tough.
Ah.
Yeah. So then I stand there, and then I'm like, you guys have done so much, and I pinpoint to the 3-4 of them who've done this, and I said, Dikra, take it with a pinch of
Donny
salt.
Dragon, etc.
Huh.
Huh.
Yeah, Pervy Polly says, take it with a pinch of salt. Why you're being such a spoiled sport? We're just having fun with you, and there's no fun obviously involved. You kind of humiliated me. So then I target each of them, and I say that something small about them. Like. What about you? What are you talking about? That you, and then I say a couple of things about them which are not really nice, but then by then I'm really, really upset. And then my cousin comes from somewhere, dashing from her stage, and she tries to calm me down. And I just walk out of the wedding because now I'm like had it till here. And that's it. I go back to a bar then to ghetto, na. So
Yeah.
I made it like a gusto, of course, kind of thing. And I'm just
Alone.
Yeah, it was like around. I'm not ready to go home. No one's home. I'm really upset,
yeah.
and I'm talking.
Ram Singh takes you.
Ram Singh takes me.
Ram Singh doesn't
Singh
ask-
is not happy at
Yeah.
all. He has now night shift to do.
Yeah.
He has baby.
And madam
who's
will be really drunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baby will be very drunk.
Yeah. Parents have gone. Baby's responsibilities on him. It's not a nice thing for Ram
And the
Singh.
Lagan is, for what it's worth, is still a respectable place to go to. Now you take you to a bar, a dark bar like ghetto,
Yeah.
no parking, police outside, Nakabandi right there. Very scary.
Yeah. So then I get there and I'm talking to the Fab Four. So I have this group of my college
Right.
who
I
are the
thought
fabulous.
No, there are only two left.
I mean, she's already seen David Beckham. I was like,
I know,
she
Fab-
comes into the
but
Beatles.
Fab Four, then I mean, that's really going berserk
Right.
because two are dead.
Yeah.
that's
No,
true.
not those. The fabulous four are my college friends.
I know, but I'm just clarifying.
Ajay, you thought-
Yeah.
And then one of them is, of course, this guy that I like. His name is Krish. in
He's
the
one of
book.
the Fab Four.
Yeah,
The
he's a
best
college
friend.
friend. He's
Oh,
a college
acha,
best friend.
But
Yeah,
Krish
see,
is
tradition-
you're-
keeping up.
you're
Abbas, Krish is traditionally not a Parsi name, so that might be a problem.
He's half Parsi.
Oh, he's half Parsi.
Yeah,
okay.
he's half
That,
Parsi.
they might live with that.
They'll live with that. They'll bear it.
So this is also true?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
art
yeah,
imitating live, I'm just
yeah,
checking
yeah,
all the time.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just so upset with everything. I'm telling them, they like, calm down, give me all the girl talk, we got you, all that. And then they've disappeared. One of them is supposed to come for the wedding, she comes later. So all this is happening. And I'm really upset because now Krish has come back from some shoot. He's into music. He's with some. Yeah, I'm really, really angry because she's gone with some TikTok star to Goa doing a music video. And I'm like, now I'm really pissed off that he's done that. Not that I'm seeing him, but I have this thing for him,
Yeah.
right? I get to the gusto and I sit there and I'm look at the, couple of posters and I'm talking to them. I'm like, and then there's a song that plays, which is Ke Sira Sira. Now that is connected to my grandmother.
Right, Doris Day.
Doris Day, yeah. So then I get to the bar and I'm like, get into this nostalgia about Granny, how she always used to stand by me, and when I used to get upset about people making fun of me when I was a child, as growing up, being plump and chubby, she would always sing the song and make me feel better. And that's when a man comes and he sits next to me. He says, I've already had a bad day, and
He starts talking, chatting
yeah,
you up.
he starts. Yeah, but not like chatting up. Like
Just
I had a bad
chatting.
day. Yeah. So I heard you. Talking to. He obviously had seen me. Talking venting in my own way. So he sat and he said, I'd like you to talk to me. I want to just get out of my feeling of misery loves company kind of thing. And I'm sitting there. I don't want to be disturbed by him. Brian, let's use the word Brian, who's the barman, is filling up my plates with all the food. He knows me well because just the week before we had a girls' night and we kind of hopped in.
Okay.
So he knows me and he's like, okay, Kai, this is your drink. And he gives me these LITs and everything. And I'm all set up out there. Stranger comes. Oh,
Long
God.
Island Express.
Oh,
Now you're the big buck. Now you're the big buck.
What?
LIT, I know
God.
LIT. I know Long Island. Nobody called LIT when I was growing up. In fact,
Now they do.
It was difficult when you're slurring. You would say Long Island.
Exactly.
We said LIT, but at the same time. Yeah. Huh.
oh,
LIT.
yeah. Those are like really something else.
PC, please continue.
Please continue.
Oh, yeah.
So then I'm like having my drinks and I start telling him my story. And I actually
Your having drinks never stops. Huh? Abbas is looking
Yeah,
very
that's
bad.
one common theme.
He's
No,
counting.
no,
Abbas,
that's it, that's
Ginke
it.
without 10 drinks. 11, by page 70, it's 11 drink.
Oh my God.
That Brian is shaking. There's no alcohol left. Brian is like, ma'am, nothing here.
Khali ho gaya ba, madam, jao abhi. So then I tell him my whole story. And then the story starts. It's a really long story about my childhood and then, all the relationships that I've had.
So the guy listens to your entire
story. I tell him everything.
The fact
about
that he's
me.
listening to a story of woe and pain and all that means he's interested in you.
He's interested.
Who listens otherwise? Yeah.
But then, of course, towards the end, we know why he's interested.
Oh,
But
okay,
it's
don't-
not like a hot stranger. It's just a stranger.
It's a stranger. Yeah,
Will you
decent
stop with the
looking.
pornography?
Yeah, not hot. Not
Arre
hot.
Baba, it's a whole
No, no.
thing.
Everything he's asked is about sex. Have you all everything?
I'm not complaining.
There was no hot. There was no.
There you go.
So I wasn't
There
right.
is-
But in
It's
the
a very
brand
common-
LIT.
It's a very common trope
Yeah.
that a hot stranger comes at the
No,
bar.
no,
and
not
talks
hot.
to
No,
me.
no. This is he's a decent looking
Got it.
stranger.
Because
He's
she
got-
went from
he's
David
got
Beckham to average very fast.
He's got a nice watch, so he looks decent. He's got these nice cufflinks
Okay,
and
got
So
it.
I've shown
dressed up, a bit dressed
There's
up. So
some
I'm like,
rich-
why is he so dressed
I've
up
met
in
rich
Gusto?
businessmen who wear nice watches, but they look terrible. I mean.
No, he's got his ponytail. He's an older guy.
You, you don't need to give away the ending, but
Abbas,
is,
don't
there
feel bad.
is there a reveal about the
Yeah,
stranger?
yeah. There is a reveal.
I
That is a
thought so,
reveal.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where it all comes.
But a
from.
lot of this is life. It's autobiographical.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
it
way.
is. It is.
Definitely the taunts and all that. Clearly, that seems to be something that
That
you
is
know
ru-
that really happened. The grandmom's role really happened.
Oh, totally.
Dealing
Both
with it
the
really
grandmothers
happened. The
were there.
alcoholism really happened.
Yeah, most I would say like
The side
yeah.
characters also seem to be
All-
real.
yeah.
Even the names are changed.
Yeah.
Like Jimmy
Names
and
are
Brian.
changed.
And,
Jimmy is true.
Yeah.
Brian, of course, that is different. But
Yeah.
my friends are
but
changed.
based on real people. all
Real
this,
people.
yeah.
But I couldn't
And
take
the
my
Fab Four?
the Fab Four, my college friends.
Names the same?
No, of course
That's
not.
what
Now
the-
their husbands will be like, what the hell?
So what?
No,
So, Krish,
because there's stuff I tell about that
Achha, it's very
Fab Four,
personal,
which we've
huh?
done stuff in
I love
college.
personal stuff.
Yeah,
What
like-
have you all done?
A lot of things like barged into a cricketer's house
Whoa.
Wow.
Now Cyrus will have to know
to wish him
which
a
cricketer
happy
it was.
birthday.
I mean, you should. I mean, that's the only right
But
thing
this
to
was
do.
yeah. So things like that we did. You know, like
How-
take a trip to Lonavala because Granny B lived. My Granny B, who I mentioned in the book,
Huh.
the
Had a house in
the
Lonavala.
Kesara Granny.
It's probably a bungalow, huh, Abbas?
Yeah,
It's okay.
and
It's not going to be a small house.
I know, yeah.
You live like kings.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to marry a Parsi girl,
I am willing.
oh boy, you can have your own
Are they
stand-up
willing to
scene.
take me is the
Lunavla's finest comic. Can you imagine? Because you have your own place. And you're the only person on the lineup. Tonight, for the first time, Abbas.
Abbas.
And I'll be the anchor. We'll both of
Yeah.
us. Oh, you take a break?
We have to take a break.
Suddenly
Break?
not comfortable. Sorry, Kainaz.
You're giving me too much hope, Cyrus, that I'll be Lonavla's best comedian.
My biggest dream, as you take a break, when I was young, my biggest dream was to marry this rich widow. I still think I can do it.
yeah.
You know, like this is really rich widow. Come on, everybody has a dream.
How much richer do you
cross?
want to be?
I'm struggling to. Yeah, Zomato now is not easy, bro. It's all cost money. It's not like free.
Right.
Zomato?
Yeah, we get discounts here and there, but you have
Acha.
to really, it's hard. Yeah. But I do one thing. You can get Frankie for 99 bucks on a Wednesday sometimes. If you look out
I
for
know,
it.
I know.
Otherwise, 240
Tips, Valo.
bucks.
Tips, yeah, I know.
240 bucks
I am on Zomato, Swiggy. That's my life. Come on,
bucks for a
let's
small
order
roll.
something. Let's order
Nonsense.
something.
Zomato, buck up, yeah. Buck up. We'll take a break.
Hey, it's been a special week for the IVM Podcast Network as we turn 8 this year. Listeners, thank you for being with us on this wonderful journey. Presenting to you, Club Cyrus Says, the premium tier offerings for our podcast. Club members will get exclusive Cock and Bull episodes every Monday, extended and unfiltered versions of the guest episodes, access to the Club Cyrus Says Discord server, and audio offerings such as ad-free episodes and early access to guest episodes. Also, members get to decide the topics of live episodes and get their name on the producer's slate at the end credits. On The Wire Talks, Siddharth talks to former BBC journalist Satish Jacob about the latest income tax raid conducted at their BBC office in Delhi. On The Habit Coach, Ashton helps you get a perfect answer to the question, who do we work for? On Storytellers and Storysellers, Vineet hosts actors Madhyama and Chayan from Netflix's hit series Class. They spoke about how they prepared for their roles and working with Ashim Ahluwalia. And on Vartalab, Akash and Naveen talk to Anshu Patni, CEO Mythoverse Studio and podcaster. They speak about parenting, home culture, and Anshu and Akash's days working together. Once again, don't forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcast.com. We have some exciting stuff for you over there. Follow us on social media via IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, spread the word. Tell your friends and don't forget to rate and review us wherever you're listening to us. You'll also find all our shows on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, Yono SBI, Cash Free Payments, and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you for making this possible.
Back here with Kai Juicewala, who's entertained us with some very scorchy, racy stories. And this is her in a short skirt. not loosely, quite thoroughly based on Kai, the real Kai. Kai and
Yeah.
Kai, the same, kept the same name.
Yeah.
And just changed the Jussawalla to Juicewala. Are you from the Jussawalla family at all, the famous writers?
Adil.
Adil
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Firdaus, he was Air India.
No, Firdaus is not a writer, but
Yeah.
Adil, yes.
But he was an actor.
Adil,
Adil
yeah,
plays with him.
He was the Air India and he
Yeah.
was an actor.
But
so-
Adil is the famous poet writer.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
How are you related?
He's my uncle only.
What are you saying? So for those who don't know, Adil Jussawalla is a huge,
Yeah.
huge name
Yeah.
in literature, in
Yeah.
Indian literature as well. So
Yeah.
that means you're blue-blooded.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll be approving of this.
Why should you write like him? You don't write
He
like
writes
him.
beautiful
but
poetry.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
that's
So I wanted, he's very sweet actually. He's
Yeah.
he's okay. He doesn't get out too much.
Yeah.
So we don't
he's your
meet.
opposite.
Yeah.
You won't find him at the ghetto crying and lamenting and Brian ek aur pila do mother chod and none of that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, my book has a lot of this
Bad language.
a couple of things which I've done asterisks. So my editor's telling me, she's saying, why are you putting asterisks? You've anyway done it.
Yeah.
This asterisk is not going to save your soul
How
for
sweet
sure.
that we actually feel bad still.
Feel
Sometimes
bad.
I wonder.
Okay, like-
Beep it out like nobody can understand. You don't have a TV show all the time. It's
Yeah.
just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Who are we fooling? Yeah. There's one guy thinking, what could they have said? Okay, let's get back to the book. So like we won't give the ending. The ending is
Yeah, so this whole story
It's
of
like a
mine
twist.
goes
Yeah,
on.
that's so-
I'm
yeah.
curious about, again, like the Krish character. If you don't end up with him in the book, will he read the book and be like, oh my God, she had a thing for me all
So
along?
he's my best friend, so he knows what's going on.
Oh.
one sec. So best friend is different from lover.
No, someone I
प्यार-
like.
प्यार
someone,
दोस्ती है
वो crush
Cyrus.
का होता है ना वो okay.
हाँ.
So I
No,
have
but when it goes into best friend status means you've
no when
declined
you-
the love.
नहीं कॉलेज
Not
में best
really.
friends होता है ना.
Yeah.
Then you
Guys,
move
operate
your
very differently from me.
and then you go your own way. You have a lot of relationships, right? Like you
Yeah,
explore your
yeah,
own
yeah,
path,
yeah.
and then you fly, you do things. And there's an amazing chapter of me in Italy with my friends. So now I meet other friends.
Italy,
Yeah, yeah.
Alitalia, I said.
No, it's not Alitalia.
The base has to be the home country
No,
ka base,
it's a
mostly.
holiday. It's a vacation. So I have these two other friends I meet.
I don't believe it.
Really these fun girls, you know, the airline girls. And then
I'm trying to find the airline.
so basically all my life I'm thinking, you know what, I want to, you know, we all have that, right? Like find a love that is so amazing that, you know, that even the dark sky turns into a rainbow.
I have a Saluki Peter.
And
Lovely.
yeah.
Yeah, beautiful guy. That's love. What about you?
You have a what?
Saluki.
What is that?
Dog from Egypt.
Oh,
Iran.
okay. Sorry. I'm not
Canid.
that well versed with the dog
You
species.
should know.
Yeah,
Read a lot.
breeds, rather.
yeah, me neither.
I
so,
killed the moment again. This is like Kesara Sara.
What is like,
In the middle of something nice.
I'm talking about this hot Italian
No,
man
you were saying
who
we
I
all,
meet.
you turned to Abbas and had that romantic moment where you said we all had this love of our
Love
life
of our
moment.
life.
I'm just
And then
thinking I don't.
You, by not paying
ascribe to-
attention to my stupid comedy, we just killed the moment for her.
I was confused, Baba. I started to take in this.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't ascribe to that. I don't
You know what I'm saying, right? We all want to feel
One
that
sec, there's a
powerful
cynic
thing.
in the romantic group. You're the romantic
I don't know,
die-hard
it's
and
just-
you're the cynic, is it?
It is stuff that that books and movies across the
Yes.
years have kind of.
So
fed
that's
into
what
my
I've,
brain.
Why is that wrong?
It's
so-
not wrong.
like a
per
fantasy
se.
I
thingy.
agree with, you know why with him? Because that's what comes in the book. Like, I'm
Okay.
so angry finally by
Yeah.
the end of this whole session with Mr. Anonymous, whoever he is, that I'm ready. He tells me, he says, you know, because I tell him the story, he says, life is not an SRK movie. And that
Exactly.
sticks.
Yeah.
Because I'm total SRK fan and I'm
Yeah.
like always
Yeah.
thinking a man, you know that he spoiled it for
It's
all the
of course.
women, you know.
Parsi
Exactly.
community, SRK is the biggest hero always in this generation.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
so freaking charming. How can you know?
Yeah, I don't know why. I'm trying to see why. I can't quite understand.
Yeah,
but it's almost
I
like,
think it's his whole image that has, I think it's whole
Is it-
brand
is
that
the
he's
family
built.
image that he has over
No,
I
no,
don't know.
not
What is it?
family. Who wants to do
Love.
the family?
SRK was really good. Parsis love me because I'm the family. He's not the family guy.
What family? I would really want to see SRK like
Yeah.
without anything.
Yeah.
Like, not family. No.
Wow.
Keep spoiling my image. of
It's
men.
okay. We've established you want men topless in the beginning.
Yeah,
So let's
then we want
continue with
SRK
that.
also. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
But you were being cynical. You were saying something about
That's this
yourself.
whole thing that there's someone made for you who will make your life wholesome.
That doesn't
and all.
exist.
For me, I think it's a little too.
But then when you
expecting
you
too
have
much.
a girlfriend now, so when you meet
Yeah.
someone, how do you? Where's
No,
the,
I'm not expecting her to make me whole and
Yeah.
she's the one or
Yeah.
anything.
you
It
like
never
aim low.
happens.
Yeah.
And you expect nothing out of the relationship.
Not nothing. I expect things, but not everything.
What?
Like the rent. They share the rent. I guess that's.
Yeah. to
So
start
what you're
with.
saying is this whole love in the eyes and we'll get
Yeah.
married, live forever, White House,
Yeah,
dog,
don't
2
ascribe to
kids,
that.
holidays in Tibet.
If it happens
China.
for you, sure, good for you. But to walk around the world thinking that there's someone made
But
for me.
the point is that if you have a romantic bent of mind, then people have that's a sense of
Yeah,
romance.
sure, and
even in
nothing
terrible
against
times,
it.
even like in
Yeah.
Nazi Germany, oppressed times or war, whatever.
Yeah,
In those
he
times,
always-
There are people who keep
course.
their romance alive in their head.
That's
Yeah,
what keeps them
yeah.
going,
Yeah.
actually. And that's what happens the whole book.
That's what
no
makes you
matter how
romantic.
much I might
That's what a real
crash and burn,
romantic
I'm
is.
back again.
So you're a romantic.
I just,
So in your angst that you
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
irritation, and it's a
Yeah.
lifelong irritation, including your flying days and all that,
Yeah.
you still have a sense of romance.
Yeah, I'm always thinking, you know what? It can happen now. You know, it
Yeah.
can happen
So
now.
that's
That
the romantic.
hope
that's,
keeps
that's,
you.
that's the
keeps-
romantic.
Okay.
And you're the anti-romantic. You're the cynic.
Yes, I'm saying that at some point it'll fizzle out, and then you'd want that feeling again.
So you don't bother saying I love you to your girlfriend because it's going to die.
I don't.
Oh God.
No, I understand. Listen,
Yeah.
it's a philosophy. It's
Yeah.
very fair. It's
Yeah.
very fair. He's clear in his head.
Yeah.
And romance it's a bit sad because he's a very well-rounded guy and he's seen so many things and
No,
watches, takes in all kinds of things, but romance has not left a dent on him.
No, but then what it becomes is intentional. Then you make a choice to be with that
Right,
person.
exactly,
Right?
yeah,
Then becomes after some time, after
Yeah.
that couple of years or
Yeah.
even a few months, then you intentionally choose to love them
Yeah,
because now
yeah.
you made that commitment, you made that thing. And that's what happens in all marriages. You get your kids, and then after that, what are you going to do? You can't leave, you can't walk
You can't
out.
give them away. I tried. The Parekh said no, the Dhawan said no, Swami said no, and the Mehra said we'd get back to you and left. So, got the kids.
So then you just you are with one person. I wouldn't say stuck with one person, but whether you like them, not like, I mean, you can tolerate them, you know.
So
And
tolerate is love for you,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
love is love for you. It's
Love
different.
takes a different form, right?
Right.
Finally.
Yeah,
It just becomes a form of more responsibility and duty towards the person and
Right.
that word that you need to keep.
So, Kainaz, this is a romantic
Yeah, it's
novel.
a
By and large,
rom-com full.
it is a rom-com.
Yeah, I would.
But with a
class
twist
it.
and all this, there's little
Lots-
drama as
yeah,
well. So
lots
it's
of
not-
drama,
it's
lots
its
of
own
twists.
genre.
Yeah.
Drama, rom-com, dramedy.
Completely.
Dramedy?
Dramedy.
So there
that's
used
the,
to
that's
be
the
this
word. That's the
this
word.
term which was used, which is considered now a little derogatory, called chick lit. Okay, which was books written by women, and they were considered quote unquote for women. But I
that's
used to
more-
ascribe to that, but now I don't ascribe to that. I think everybody should read everything. So if you're a man, woman, whatever, please read the book.
Yeah.
That's more like I would think the more feminist angle, more the Sylvia Plath meets Emily Bronte
Yeah.
meets of
I
the
would-
modern world.
Sylvia
Yeah.
Plath is
No,
still
the chick
kind
lits
of
because they talk with
literature.
the chick voice.
So if Jane Austen had written,
She's
in
incidentally
the
a chick telling a romantic story.
Yeah.
Huh.
But then the marketing would brand
Or
that as
brand
chick lit. Yeah.
straight out of the chick lit
So I'm
stable.
like very.
Are you, would you say that?
No, I'm not a feminist. I should say that. You
I
know,
don't
I'm
think
not,
so.
No.
You seem to like men too much.
Yeah, I'm like, I actually say that in the book. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't understand these women who say
Yeah.
they can do it on their own. Why? I love.
Hence he
love
brought up
the men.
vibrator.
I want.
He's a far-thinking
I need a
gentleman.
guy. I want
Yeah.
a man. What is the? There's no harm in saying that, and we all do. And the people who say they don't are totally lying to
Also-
themselves.
also-
Sorry to say, I know it's Women's Day. I'm going to. What the hell are you
Happy
doing?
Women's Day, men.
Happy Women's Day.
And also
They're
the
really
people
lying. All
the
nonsense.
people who left bad impressions on you, a lot of them are female.
No.
You mentioned Dolly Dragon.
Oh, that
and,
was just a couple of them in the book.
No, so it's not a gender-specific thing.
No,
The-
not at
yeah,
all.
that's
Not
what-
at
There
all.
was
Not at all. No, no.
Pervy Polly's also, no?
There's Pervy Polly and
Yeah, so one male, one female.
and Tameton. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
two males, one female. We'll keep counting like
Two
till the
males,
end.
two females, but
Yeah.
that was just in the.
Then there's a Rowdy Ruby and
Oh, there's a BBC.
Ooh.
Bepsi Barjoji
because
Chotia.
in pornography it's a different term altogether, and I was not comfortable. My God, Abbas will tell you he's the
I will not.
cinephile.
Please Google it if you
Yeah. That guy
Curious.
Abbas, he shows me this every morning.
Okay, wait, I'll come back to that. Let's hold on. This pornography thing. So BBC is the matchmaker who tries to do stuff and gets really angry when we don't want. She's saying, what do you want, a Ranbir Kapoor or what? At this age, you're going to get this much only. She's that kind of a vile kind of a matchmaker.
Who do you think will be the best market for this? Is it more college kids and that kind of age group? Or
Yeah,
older?
I think between, I think obviously over 18. I would not recommend it.
Why there's really sexual passages?
No, not sexual, but my little nephew of 9 has been like, oh, because he's been so supportive with my journey.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's my nephew Rehan. He's
Yeah. He won't be 9 forever.
Yeah.
He will read the book. Huh?
So I said, not now, huh? Later.
10th birthday. Huh? Now?
What about your first book, Coffee Day Champagne? I said, no, that is after 21 only. Like,
that book is very erotic.
that's 7 short stories. So I kind of.
Short story means Indian men performing.
Yeah.
Clearly. Shorter and shorter and shorter. But the 7th story, she just turns up and leaves. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, so
You should read one story every night.
Yeah. It's like Arabian Night, Persian Night.
yeah, that's a nice
Nice,
novel,
nice.
Yeah. Let's
So how
do
many
it.
books are there? Kai Juicewala?
So there are. This is my second solo book.
Mm-hmm.
I've done another one which is with 2 other authors,
Okay.
but that was just online. And then I've done a lot of other writing for anthologies and
Right. And have you on to your next one already?
yes, already I've already done it.
Is it in this space, the rom-com
No, it's
drama?
no, it's fiction. It's 4 women.
The Fab Four.
No, not the Fab Four. The four women who are. I won't say the story because
Don't say the
things
story.
things
It's
get
a genre.
things get lifted up so
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
I should,
yeah.
I don't know if I should say
Although
it.
on
But
our podcast, no one will lift anything.
No, not okay.
The
Two of
standard
your
is so
ideas
low.
got lifted.
Huh?
Two of your ideas got lifted.
The ideas, no, one story from my first book lifted, made into a book, and my other idea, which I sent all over, became a bestseller.
Even my
It was
two
weird because
ideas,
every single thing is the same. Yeah.
my two ideas, quantum physics. Stolen. I went to
Right.
sleep. I got up in the
That's
morning.
right.
Some jokers
Of
talking
course,
about it on the
yeah,
air. I was like so angry. Man. I was like, Mom, see this. This is ridiculous.
Right. Okay. Anyway, let's go to the AMAs. We have some questions for you, Kainaz, which our listeners have sent. The first one comes from Harvesh. He asked question.
Parsi, yeah? Harvey's
Oh,
Yeah.
is he single?
Yeah.
No, I don't think
No, he's
so.
not single, and he's also, I think, birthday today. The time
Happy
of recording.
birthday to
Yeah.
you.
I mean, on the day of recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Happy
yeah.
birthday,
Really?
Harvesh.
It is in the early morning chat. It
Oh,
came up.
happy birthday
okay.
to you.
What was it like getting your latest book endorsed by Apro Cyrus? And question for Cyrus, according to you, what is the main highlight or your favorite part in the book? So let's go with the first part. What was it getting your book endorsed by Cyrus?
It was a super experience. I think it was like, I was so surprised that Cyrus responded.
And only with the Xavier tag.
yeah.
Yeah, so promptly. And I said, I was in Xavier's, but you hardly acknowledged me. I gave him that, guilt. He's like, oh, God.
But she's younger than me. Huh?
But
Let's be
now
very
all
clear.
your upcoming writers, if you want Cyrus to endorse your book, just message. I'm from
Hello,
Xavier's.
what do you mean hardly acknowledged? Most of the women would be like, don't stare for too long, no? You don't, I remember Shanaz telling me, you never spoke to me in college. I said, Shanaz
even she said the same.
Shanaz used to walk around
You didn't
and we used to
speak
stare at her.
Yeah, you didn't speak to Kainaz. That
Why?
now I'm surprised.
But she was younger than me, so you stay with your own gang. You
Yeah,
don't go out of your way with the
yeah.
younger ones.
Yeah.
And she had that smile, but Shanaz smiles even when she's angry, so we don't know.
Xavier's were like the best times
Best,
of our
best,
life.
best
Now, like
5
it
years.
was something
And
else.
arts?
Yeah.
When I was there were like 8 guys and 89 girls. I counted.
It was out of the world completely.
I'll never
Counted
forget.
like
Those were the best odds ever.
Two
Because out of 8, two men were gay, right? So that leaves 6. One was a drug addict. One was in some gang. He was some gangster from Malad.
God.
Okay, that left 4 of us. I told the boys that we have 4, the 89 girls. All right, just do the maths. At least 2 girls per person.
At least.
I mean, really low self-esteem. 89 flowers in abundance. And still Coach would argue.
And
with me.
yet, huh?
Yeah.
But your blurb says, a refreshing tale in an increasingly stale society. Men, you have been warned.
It's not a male bashing book.
No, it's not male bashing.
not
It's such-
male.
I mean,
It's
I
your-
do kick someone on the nuts, and I do kind of, it's not male bashing, but when they deserved it, it kind of was.
The
but
kick
not
is
really.
with the foot or with the knee? The knee. That's happened a lot.
Really?
That happens so quickly you can't do anything. But I think with the foot you have,
Yeah.
speaking as a footballer,
I don't
you
know
have
if-
time to move back. It's offside by the time the leg goes
I
up.
don't know if my
and-
foot would go that. Sorry, but not to say.
Cyrus, second part of question for you. What was the main highlight or favorite part in the book?
Well, I only heard what she had to say because I didn't have a copy of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't have a book till
I said-
now.
yeah,
I've
yeah.
read one page.
Yeah.
But they didn't send it to me. I was in Alibag.
I've just got, I just got them
Yeah.
also myself. I was
So
just telling her.
Harvespa, on your next birthday, I'll tell you everything. Because by then
Okay.
I've read.
The next question is from Hamisha, also half, Parsi.
Full Parsi.
Full Parsi, but
non-Parsi.
married to a non-Parsi.
Why do you have to keep bringing that up? As is taking the kids to the Agyari and all that is a headache. But you're making sure nobody forgets it. Jesus.
She asks to Kainaz, what's your opinion on the different Zoroastrian/Parsi publications? Are they thriving or dwindling?
The publications that are the 3 of them, right? The Jame Jamshed, the Parsiana, and the Parsi Times.
Parsi Times.
I think they're thriving. I'll tell you why. Because I write for the Jame. I'm a columnist, and I cannot tell you the kind of readership that there is. Before I wake up on a Sunday, and if my article hasn't published, I get like so many messages saying, "Oh, lovely article. Oh, you meant this," and I'm like, "How many people have read this?" And even they have a
Educated community.
I know.
and even internationally, globally, people have like really read you. There's this online thing called Parsi Khabar by Arzan Wade. Like he must have just put my thing, and this guy messaged me from the US. I can't get it on Amazon US. Can you just arrange some copies at least to send me? And I'm like, how does he even know that? So it is
Mind
huge.
you, if you look at the maths, maybe 50, 80,000, everybody has different numbers.
Yeah.
So if you put all of them together and divide them with publications,
Yeah.
but the fact of the matter is most have their leg in
Yeah, they
all
have
the
their own
publications.
little, So I think it's thriving.
She has a second part of the question. Which publication would you recommend to anyone who wants to keep abreast with the community?
Is that a fair question?
I can't because
Jame Jamshid is the oldest.
No, Jame Jamshid is the second oldest regional paper, and I write for them, so I would be biased if I say them.
Right.
Plus, the editor has been very sweet. But Parsiana is saying that Jahangir is reviewing my book, so I love Parsiana too.
And I write for Parsi Times, so I'll say they're not bad. They're,
Yeah,
they're
they're
a
lovely.
modern, a modern Parsi newspaper, the most liberal, if you like.
Anaita,
Anaita.
everyone. So it's
And Anaita is very close friends with Kajal.
Oh,
So there's a
okay.
connection there.
Oh, yeah,
also.
yeah, no.
Kajal
I've met her.
used to be on our show.
I know.
But then has moved on to
Other
some
things.
Other things.
yeah. So.
Okay, the last one comes from Spaceman. I don't know what the real name is. That's what they go by.
His dad was on weed. These things happen.
Between Cyrus and Baman, who do you like more?
My God, these people just like give me all these choices.
Which Baman? Baman the actor
Yeah.
or Baman
Not-
the
Assuming
builder?
Irani.
Baman in my
There are
class.
two
There are many
Bamans.
Bamans.
There's
Yeah.
Parizad Zorabian's husband who's
Correct.
Baman,
Yeah.
which I would
Who's got
not...
more money than the other Baman?
Yeah.
The builder.
Achha, yeah.
What do you think?
No, for the sake of the question, let's assume it's Maman Irani.
Yeah, Baman Irani. So I adore Baman Irani, especially now that I'm trying to get him for my book launch.
You're trying to get him for Friday?
Yeah, and he's very sweet. He's saying he's doing his own production, right?
He's
So
directing
he's
first direction.
totally tied up. He's saying, Kainaz, I really want to. I'm really happy to, but I'm so pressed for time. I don't know how to do it. So he's been damn sweet. He always replies, and
Get
I
him to
can.
do a video at least, no? He'll do a video for you.
That he would do. That he would do. I already interviewed him. I have a little show on YouTube called Break Free, where
Okay.
I interview a few celebrities. So he's done that. It's been a great show. He sang on the show and all. He's
Oh,
very
What's
sweet.
the-
God, he
what's the
doesn't
channel
stop singing.
called?
I've been
No, I
trying to
asked
get
him. I asked him to sing. Yeah, I asked him.
What's your YouTube channel called?
Chai with Kai.
Chai with Kai. Check it out.
You getting confused with the
We'll
Prime Minister?
put the link in the
That's
description.
coming.
Huh?
Chai
No, that's
pe-
Chai pe Chai.
Chai pe
that's
Chai.
a little, yeah.
That's
But if it's with chai, then maybe it'll
But
be...
you know, I mean, if chai is your thing,
Yeah,
right? You just ask about Parsi Times and all the different publications, and it's fair. Yeah.
so you choose Baman is what
No,
you're saying.
no.
chosen.
No.
But Baman is not choosing her.
No. I'm not
You
choosing
know, you should
Baman.
ask John Abraham to come.
No, yeah, he's too difficult to
If you can find.
penetrate.
To pin down. See?
I'm reading the book right now.
This is what happens when you write for Debonair years ago. You
Oh, you
still
wrote for
don't.
Debonair?
Oh,
I used to keep Debonair. They had those
yeah, I used
fully
to write under
frontal
a pseudonym.
I know. I've always
Indian models, huh? I was very excited.
I know.
Because all the bloody porn was the foreigners, no?
I know, yeah,
They
but
do
I've never seen a physical copy.
You
of
know, see
Debonair.
Debonair?
No, it's like...
Hey, Baba, so
I used to
I've
write these
heard a
nice,
lot about
nice
it.
But
little
again,
stories.
lots of writing and then
Nice
of
just
course.
that little
Yeah.
bit of...
You bought it for the columns,
Well,
for the
I
articles.
mean, you might as well read and earn your work, at the end of the day.
Yeah,
nice,
but no.
they have nice stories I had to write and all. I was under Alley Cat. That was my name.
Oh, you were Alley Cat?
Yes, Alley Cat.
Wow. So you were doing gossip. It was gossip column.
No,
Then?
they were stories.
just fictitious stories.
Yeah, fictitious stories which readers would like to.
And slightly non-vegetarian?
all non-vegetarian.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
Super.
Debonair, no?
Debonair, yeah.
Huh.
Also beef included or just... Beef included.
You went from John Abraham to Debonair to beef.
I'm following her career. What is your problem?
I was so impressed.
Huh.
I was so
But
impressed.
those are all the questions.
But
we
no,
have.
wait, I have to clear.
Yes.
So Burman, very sweet. But if you give me a choice, it's like giving me a choice between,
Death sentence
French,
and...
French fries and potato wedges.
No,
I
French
love
fries.
both.
Yeah,
French fries, no?
are clear winner.
French fries smell from the next
Yeah,
room.
so
But
then
who's
that's
the
it.
fry?
So there he's the
Okay.
fry. He loves the fries. There, I say it. And you see, I'm so obsessed with French fries. See this?
I love French fries.
French
Oh,
fries is in my
yeah.
hand.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I'm
The cover.
obsessed
You should have
with
got them
them.
to sponsor the book. Because it's a red box also.
I know,
You know who I'm
seriously.
talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
Fact Donald.
Fact.
So that we don't give away any names. Google.
Yeah. So then I would say Cyrus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Cyrus.
It may be a petty victory, but it's a victory.
It's a victory.
I
at
would
the
like
end
to
of the
thank
day.
my sponsors. Okay, sorry. Anyway, see, Kainaz, it's been great talking to you. Before we say bye, just a couple of lines on Kai Juicewala, why you like the book. Let's just promote it there. In a
Why
formal
I like
way.
the book?
Why we should read it.
Yeah, y'all should read it. All. Yeah, why they should read it? Sorry.
Okay, I'll do it for you. I know. I realize it's a difficult thing to ask someone. Sounds
No,
immodest.
why? No, it's like. See, you should read it. Okay, I'll tell you why you should read it. Let me think about it. You should read it only, firstly, if you
understand
enjoy
English.
Yeah, you understand English. You would like to have a good laugh. If you feel like there's some part of your life that is missing and you need to get yourself inspired or boosted up, you should read, because then you'll realize you're not alone. There's a lot of things that happen in people's lives, but you need to laugh at yourself to move ahead. And also, you should read it if this is your genre. Or if you know somebody who loves reading these books, then I'm not the type of person.
Or if you're just generally horny. No, and most importantly, I think it's a reflection of you,
Yeah.
like a bold you,
Yeah, it's a
frank,
bold me.
forthright, straight up.
It's like tell your truth to the world, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
tell people what you really are. There is no need to, even on social media, when I put pictures, I just put unfiltered.
Yeah.
And sometimes after a while now, people really appreciate that. They understand that, you know what, we are not perfect, because otherwise you're only showing that you're happy. If you're not having a good day, put
Yeah.
it up. It's okay, it's fine. You get followers who really believe that, you know what, she's also human. There's also something that she's going through. So they really relate to you completely. And a lot of these physical issues that women have with their own bodies, even men have that. I think when you read this book, you will realize that it's time to not, take crap from people. Not let their opinions really matter. Don't let anyone judge you. Just get there and...
Kainaz, I have a very important rule. If people are making fat shaming or body shaming jokes, you should be naked.
Yeah.
Because the other person not being naked is not fair. Because you're not able to tell what their issues are. Because everybody has issues. Let's face it. People all have issues. It's just someone is more
Totally.
obvious because there's,
Oh my
let's say, no
gosh,
hair
yeah,
on their
yeah,
head.
totally. I never say
But
that,
I go
so-
back to the dressing room where the boys take their clothes off, the older men,
Yeah.
whatever. And you'll be
Yeah.
ashamed to know them.
Yeah.
Most of them. But they'll be the same ones who are telling you, you should lose weight or you should, grow your
Yeah,
hair.
yeah,
Or
it's
you should
like-
wear different clothes. And
I
whatever.
don't listen. I just give it back. Like, I'm totally
What are you
like...
doing in the dressing room with the men?
Wishing them happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Too much. Crossing the line of decency.
But that's not only the book. That body shaming is just a part of it. Everything else is fun, and I'm so confident in my own self. But I just like to tell a story which happened to me, so other people realize that they can really come out of certain things that are really big. People have gone into so much depression and anxiety because of so many things that they feel
Well,
bad about themselves.
Also
right?
our podcast.
Huh? Everybody, nobody's really confident about themselves, right? And we
Yeah.
give so much importance to our physical
No, it's what you're
appearance.
saying. This whole Insta world where people just
Yeah.
project an image.
Yeah,
And then they can't
totally.
get out of that image. You're
They
stuck
can't
in
get
that.
out of the image
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
So that's okay. I mean, even if I put a picture which I'm not looking good, I'm like, put it. It's okay.
Naked.
It's fine.
Everyone should be naked.
I don't
5
want
years of
Then
nakedness. And
Instagram
everyone
will
I want
remove that
naked
picture.
pictures.
Yeah,
Tell
Instagram,
Instagram to
would
grow
remove
up, man.
I don't, this
Animals
Instagram
are
is not
naked.
doing a good job. I
Not
see
at all.
pictures like that, and nowadays they're not blocking it as well.
Yeah. Because they don't know in India what is ugly. It's difficult to say. It's all relative. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been special, but as you know, I live in South Bombay, so I have to take the train back.
Oh,
Yeah.
you come by
Churchill
train.
Station.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah,
still come by
yeah.
train.
Then
Oh
I
yeah,
read-
it's
I-
faster.
Then I read.
Why are you
Right.
believing him, Kainaz?
then I
I'm like thinking, my God, he's
Then
still
I
travels
go
by
and-
train of Xavier's.
I go-
Cyrus's Ram Singh just texted him saying, "Saab, nikalne
Sab
ka
ho
time
gaya,
ho
sab
gaya."
ho gaya. Sab,
सीलिंग का पैसा कौन करेगा?
did you put him on voicemail? Like on speaker? Maybe Ram Singh heard my story. Sab, unko bhi lao na thoda.
Does Ram Singh know that you write these books?
No, I haven't told
I
him.
wonder whether he'll appreciate it or he'll disappreciate it. That'll be
Like
interesting.
in the end of the book, he's like so fed up because I'm standing outside SRK's house and I'm screaming.
Don't tell the end of the book.